Welcome to Brewin Business with Alec Littlejohn
and Derek Vaughan, where we brew coffees and we brew ideas.
Yeah, that's right. So today, what are we going to be talking about?
Today we are going to be talking about a few things. We're going to have some controversial topics that we're going to kind of weed out what I think, what Alec thinks. So essentially, but the first one we're going to talk about is confidence, which isn't necessarily controversial, but we wanted to talk about it, confidence in business and whatnot, and small tasks versus big tasks, and like doing the first thing in the morning. So like, what is more important to you, doing the small tasks in the morning to kind of get those wins, or big tasks to get the big project that you don't necessarily want to do right away? Which one's more important? And then finally, what was the last one we were going to talk about? Obsessed. Being obsessed. Is being obsessed a bad thing in business and in life? So, a lot to talk about today. Yeah. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it.
Yep. Okay, confidence. So, what do you think is important about confidence, and what do you think is not important in terms of confidence?
No, there's no such thing.
You don't think so?
No.
So, the reason I ask is because I think, yes, we need confidence. You need confidence. Confidence in everything, because even like when you see somebody, how they walk, how they portray themselves, that confidence is right there, shown right when you meet that person.
Absolutely.
And people can tell, women can tell. And yeah, I think that's very important to have.
And men.
And men, sorry, that was kind of
sexist. Oh my God. 2018.
But there comes a point where that confidence can also come off as cockiness. That's why I'm saying that, because you can tell when somebody has confidence, but you can also tell when somebody is like overcompensating and has so much confidence that they probably actually have something inside them that's not very confident.
Right, and that's what I want to get out on the table. I have a very distinct definition between confidence and cockiness, because they're often misconstrued, right? People think like, oh, like I'm confident because I'm bragging to everybody and this and that, and I'm amazing, right? That's cocky. So the difference between being cocky and confident, in my opinion, is when you're cocky, you need everybody else to know what you're confident about. When you're confident, you know in yourself that you're able to do what you're trying to do, and you don't need other people's approval. That's when you're confident. But when you're cocky, it's needing the external input and approval. And when you're confident, it's all from internal. That's my definition between cockiness and confidence.
So you're saying you just need that. You need to tell people that you're good at something.
Yes, that's being cocky, right? Like when you need to tell somebody, oh, I'm great at this, I'm great at that. People don't want to hear that.
Yeah, I think it's like being. It's almost like when you're confident, you're more so humble about it. It's like if you are the best in the room at something, you don't need to go around restating that.
No.
For one, people could probably already know that you're the best. You don't need to rub it in people's faces.
Exactly.
You don't need to boast about it. It's just kind of being humble about the fact that, yeah, people know you're good. You might be good, but you don't need to go out of your way to kind of like show people that.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like there's a saying, when you're good, you tell people about yourself. When you're great, people tell you how great you are.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's essentially that. But in business, just confidence and the way that you speak, and actually, like, you have to believe it, right? Because if you're sending emails or cold calling or talking to somebody, you have to believe what you're saying. Otherwise, the person in front of you is not going to believe it.
Yeah, you gotta believe in what you're thinking and what you're saying. So if you say to somebody that you run a business and you can get them results, if you're not saying that with confidence, like they're going to hear right through you. Yeah, they're going to hear right through you, and they're not going to be certain that you're the right fit, because you're not even certain about yourself and your own results.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's very important to have that confidence in general. And the other thing about confidence that I think is really powerful anyways is just when you do fail, but you still have confidence, it doesn't really slow you down. So like if I cold call somebody and I get rejected right away, a really confident person doesn't really let that affect them. Like, sure, you failed, whatever. You still know that you're good.
Failure.
Exactly. It's like, okay, is this a failure or am I learning?
Exactly.
And a lot of people think, oh, I'm failing, instead of thinking it as, oh, every failure is actually a learning experience. So I'm not failing ever. I'm just learning, and that's about it. And then and then that's when your confidence just never kind of goes down.
Never wavers.
It never wavers. It's like you were so confident in yourself and what you do, and you believe in yourself and what you do, that it's not going to be affected by a learning experience or I guess a failure in some other people's eyes.
I mean, for people, it's just, I think we have, like, society almost has, like, a negative connotation on being confident in yourself, because you can't even, like, and I don't mean in a bragging way, but if I say, if I say something like, I feel really, like, I'm really happy with the way my body's looking right now, I'm very confident with my, like, the way that I look right now.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, you're so full of yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
You
I can't believe you even say that, right? Like, but it's not like I'm bragging, it's just, I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm confident with what I've done, and I'm happy with the result. Yeah. But it's almost saying that you're penalized and you're put in that cocky box, even though it's not like you're walking around peacocking everywhere.
Yeah. It's like, it's kind of like getting back to the point where you say being cocky is kind of showcasing it. So you get to the point where it's like, okay, if I want to post a shirtless pic because I look really good, are people going to take me as this cocky asshole, or are they going to take me as this confident person who likes their body?
It's normally, I mean, let's get a little off topic talking about shirtless pics, but it's normally people, they're a little envious. Yeah. Right. Unfortunately, but
and that's when you see the jealousy.
I mean, it's also a different type of person, right? Like, because if I see somebody who's in great shape, I'm like, oh wow, good for them.
Yeah.
I'm
like, good
looking
job,
forward to getting to that point in my life.
Yeah.
But other people will be like, oh, you're such a loser. Yeah. Oh, I can't believe you, blah, blah, blah. Right? It's just a different type of mindset when you're looking at people. Mm-hmm. And this relates back to business.
Yeah. Because we're brewing business.
Okay. Let's move on to the little controversial topics that we want to talk about, which is small tasks versus big tasks in the morning.
So what do you think?
What is the most important to get done? Honestly, I personally like the small tasks.
Why? Because it starts you off?
It's momentum, and momentum is really big for me. Like, getting up and doing this podcast are huge for me. Like, as soon as we get up and we do them, the momentum's kicking. Like, I've already started the workday. I'm already getting going. Yeah. We've done the first task. And it's a small task for me.
Now, okay, but here's the thing with me. It's like in the morning, you're a little bit more tired. Lately, I've been actually pretty energetic in the morning. But it's just doing those small tasks. Some of those small tasks I actually enjoy to do. And there's a saying where it's like, I think it's like eat the frog. Where it essentially means like get rid of the tasks you don't like to do at the beginning of the day. And I think most of the time the big tasks are kind of correlated with those things you don't really want to do. Mm-hmm. So I think it's important to kind of, it honestly, it depends. Like, you like the small tasks because it gives you momentum, and then you can get rid of all the other things. I kind of like to get rid of the things I don't want to do first. Yeah. And then I have the rest of the day to be like, oh, I finished this task that I didn't really want to do. And now I have the whole day to do all these things that I actually enjoy to do. And I'm not in like the morning where I'm kind of like groggy. I'm not like as energetic as I am later on in the day. So I get rid of that task that's not my favorite thing to do, and then I continue on throughout the day with the small tasks, right? Because I don't need momentum to do those small tasks because I like to do those. Mm-hmm. And plus, doing that big task just gets it out of the way, and then I'm like, okay, I got that done. Now I can do things I want to do.
Yeah. And I mean, that makes complete sense. And I've heard that your brain functions most optimally an hour after you've been awake. So you want to put all that brain power to the painful task. Yeah. And I don't mean just put it off to the end of the day necessarily, but I just mean get a couple really quick tasks done, like 10, 20 minutes, 2 really big tasks. So you're like, oh, I'm already on a roll.
Yeah.
And then move on to the big one just to get those successes. And I do agree with that, but I've never been like that. Yeah. Like my whole life, like I'd always eat the cookies before dinner. And so I do what I like, and then I put off the stuff that I don't necessarily like, but I still get them done. Yeah. But I don't know. It's just always the way that I've done things.
I think I have been the same, and it's just like in school. It's like, oh, I do all this fun stuff first. Like, oh, I'll do my business stuff. I'll do my video games, and then right at the last minute when I have a test in the next day, then I'll decide to study. Right? It's like I don't want to do that. I could have done that 2 weeks ago, and I only had to study like an hour to 2 hours a day for that whole week, but instead I decide to spend 12 hours the day before to actually do the task I don't want to do.
I mean, that's just school though. When you're not super interested, it's different. It's a different mindset. Like when you're not doing it what you really, really, really enjoy, like.
Yeah, but I mean, even with business, like there's some tasks you don't want to do. Some of the things that we have to do, I don't necessarily love to do, but you do it because you have to, and it's part of the process.
Yeah.
And eventually, of course, we'll want to outsource it. So that we can just focus on what we love to do.
Beginning stages, you have to take care of everything, taste it a bit, see what it's like, so you can kind of coach on it and whatnot.
I think I like meshing the two together, small task and a big task. So today it's like podcast, get it over with. I like to do the podcast, I like to be on camera, and then kind of go into a big task I don't really want to do, but have to do, get that out of the way, and then continue on with the small task.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's jump into being obsessed. So I know what you think about this.
Yeah.
So give them a little rundown of what you think about being obsessed.
So,
is it bad or is it good?
I think being obsessed is a good thing. It can be unhealthy and 100% in other aspects of your life. But if you want something and you have a goal that you want to reach, the quickest way to get to it is by being obsessed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
That's been a few areas in my life where being obsessed has really got me the result I was wanting. I was like really skinny, 135 pounds. I wanted to gain weight. So I completely changed my diet, started going to the gym 5 days a week. I became obsessed, learning all the different ways, how to train, stuff like that. And I got the weight.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and that is good. Like you said, you need that kind of like driving force and that motivation to do it. And being obsessed with something kind of gives you that. If you're obsessed with anything, like you're honestly just, your mind is so kind of like focused on getting that.
It's consumed.
And what happens is now you're focused on it, and when what you focus on
shows up.
Tony Robbins says this all the time. What you focus on, your energy flows, or whatever. I don't know how he says
Where your mind goes, energy flows.
Something like that. Yeah, that sounded better than what I said. But essentially, what you focus on, it kind of ends up
shows up in your life.
Yeah. So the universe kind of goes, okay, this person's been focusing on this so much, and then it just kind of happens eventually because you're just so consumed with it. You probably end up dreaming about it. That's how obsessed you are at it.
So that's what I like in business. I think being obsessed is important. I think you have to really love what you're doing and have to really want to do it all day to get to a certain point. I mean, you don't have to do it your entire life. Like, there's a point where you're going to get where you can delegate it and move on to a different passion. But while it's a passion, you should be obsessed with it. I think if it's something you really enjoy, you need that obsessive.
Here's where I want to bring up something, because I think, let's say this. So right now we're running a business, obviously. I wouldn't say I'm necessarily obsessed with the business itself. I'm obsessed with the end goal and that dream that I have. You know what I mean? Like, I'm obsessed with getting there.
The business is the vehicle.
The business is the vehicle. It's one of the vehicles that's going to get me to that stage. So me being obsessed with that big goal, that big vision, that big dream. But that's still
obsessed. We're just talking about obsessed. Yeah. Right? So being obsessed is a good thing.
Yes.
You need to have that passion. Because if you're just kind of like it happens, it happens. You're not going to go anywhere.
And this is why I think it's important to find something that you truly love. Find a dream that you truly believe in, and then become obsessed with it. And then when you become obsessed with that, then you find the vehicles you need to get to that.
Exactly.
People don't realize it. They're like, oh, I don't really know what I want to do with my life. But that's because they don't even know where they want to be in 5 years. They don't know how to even construct these vehicles to get to that dream, because they don't even have a dream to begin with.
But I think that's also the problem, is the fact
that they're not obsessed enough.
Yeah, but I also think that the problem is they try to find the vehicle. And that's not really necessary, right? Make sure you have that end destination. The rest will follow suit.
Because they think they're like, oh, I need to go to school and then get this job, and then this job is the vehicle, but they don't even know if that vehicle is going to get them to their goal. So like, if my goal is to be a magician, getting in this vehicle for business isn't taking me that direction. Like, it might in the long run, where I get to my vision, my dream, and then you branch out. But I mean, that's not the vehicle that's going to take me there. So you got to make sure you're actually taking the right vehicle, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because if you're not obsessed enough, then you won't, with your vision or your dream, you won't put in the hours or even know what vehicle to use to get there, if that kind of makes sense. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Because you like, to get to that vision and dream, being obsessed with it, the vehicles kind of just come into play as you
As you learn more about it.
As you learn more about it.
When you're
Exactly.
like, I think you're just saying obsessed too much. Like
Maybe.
when you're interested in something, and
Yeah.
you like, again, we're talking about obsession, but when you're interested in something, you never stop looking stuff up about it. You never stop learning about it.
Exactly.
And when you do those things,
then things
things
pop up.
happen because
That get you
you're
there.
focusing on it, and things show up, and you notice more, and all that. So
Yes.
I think being obsessed is not a bad thing. But everything in moderation, right? Like I've definitely been obsessed at certain points in my life, and it's hurt relationships,
Exactly.
right? And it's like that's just what happens.
Yeah.
Like when you put so much time into something, other parts of your life are going to kind of
Get affected.
right,
Family,
in a negative
relationship,
way.
everything else.
So
That's why moderation is key. So you can be obsessed, but I mean, you have to make sure you're keeping like your family, your friends, make sure they're still a
bit of
part of your life.
balance.
If you love them, if you truly like care about them, then you won't just completely cut everybody else because you're just obsessed with this vision, right? And most of the time, well, for me anyways, like my big vision and whatnot would be involving them. So making sure to not just be so obsessed that you're leaving other people behind, right?
yeah.
So
I mean, Grant Cardone says it: be obsessed or be average. And I've noticed being obsessed has been very
Beneficial.
fruitful with whatever your
like that
goals are.
word.
Fruitful, yes.
Nice.
Word of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's our take on confidence in business.
Small versus big tasks.
First thing in the morning, which is most important in our opinion, and then being obsessed and kind of how that relates to your business goals and whether it's a good thing or not.
Good thing or not. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really depends. But to be honest, it can be used as not a vehicle. It can be used as a motivator and a what's the other word I'm thinking of? Just a motivator to kind of get you to where you want to be. Being obsessed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's get a need, wants, and likes.
Need,
for
wants,
today.
and likes. Okay, so need is editing.
Yeah, I'm gonna edit all the
those
videos, and then we're gonna put out that Facebook ad.
edit. So like the case study video is done.
I'm gonna finish editing all the personal videos too, because I've edited the one.
Okay.
Did you take a look at it yesterday?
No, I didn't.
No?
I'll
show
so just the email outreach.
Yep. And then, did you find 20 businesses when I was at baseball?
I found
A couple.
no, I think I found like 16 or 17.
Okay, that's fine. So we'll make some of those personal
Well,
videos.
we can't do that today. Like we put way too much in need. We didn't get all our need done yesterday.
Yeah, we did.
Right? No, we didn't. All
Yeah.
those videos aren't edited.
Did we say edit them all?
Yeah.
I just said edit personal video, and I did. Now the template's done.
Yeah.
The only thing we need to do is it's really the Facebook ad.
But edit video is going to take a long time.
No, it won't. Now the template's done. All the personal ones would take 2 seconds. Not 2 seconds.
Like the
but
case study one,
the case
other
study
ones.
one.
It'll take some time. So
Yeah.
the edit videos, we'll put the rest in
now.
want.
I'm getting good at it now.
Yeah, but still. So and then we'll put Leonard to work. That's a need.
Yep. I think I already. No, I didn't.
I did. And then for what else for need?
I need to look up. I'm setting up the trial today. So
Right.
I'm gonna look into his
so I
business,
need
and then I
to-
gotta find out the template we're gonna use, and then
So you're calling somebody?
yeah. So I'm
like-
setting up the trial. So I'm gonna tell him we're gonna set it up on Monday.
I got a call
Put it up
as well.
Monday. So we'll build that out.
And I got a case study or testimonial. Testy. And
We could
then-
just say what need. I'm gonna follow up with those 2 ladies that wanted to have a call but never ended up getting one, and I need to make that video for that lady that wanted the personal video sent to her.
Yep, I just think that's editing the videos.
Okay,
We'll kind of encompass that. And then what would we want to get done? That's a lot to get done, but want.
Huh.
I want to make a couple videos based on the businesses that I found. I'm not going to say a couple, I'm going to put 2. I want to get 2 done cuz like today it's going to say we're going to figure out the template on how we're going to create those personal videos.
Yeah.
So that's going to take a bit of time. So if I can get 2 done, that would be great. And then we'd have the foundation moving forward.
Cool.
So 2 personal videos. Vids. Put D. That's for Derek. Want.
Maybe put 2 personal vids for me too.
I don't know. You have a lot of editing to do.
Yeah,
You have a lot of editing to do.
that's fair.
So like that could be a like, but I don't think that's a want. You know what I mean?
I mean, I do want to get them done.
I know, but we only have so many hours in the day, right? And it took you a bit of time to get those editing. Yeah. It's just about being realistic with how long it took you yesterday.
All right.
So, what's another want? I think that's I think that's pretty good for our wants.
Yeah, that's pretty good
because we have a lot in the need. And then like so, you get 1 personal video done.
Mm-hmm.
And like, what else? What would be the cherry on the top?
Cherry on the top would be getting the messenger bot video done, so I can send it to my LinkedIn pages.
Actually, I'd like to redo mine as well and be more spunky.
Spontaneous.
Not spontaneous.
Spunky.
Spunky. There you go. Messenger vid. Pixel vid. Lots of videos.
Yes, need that content.
Need all the content. All right, it's been great talking with you today. We've
great talking to you, phone.
We've discussed a lot. Hope you got something out of it. Yeah. Maybe got your brainstorming going. But we'd like to thank you for joining us for your morning essentials
with good Alec coffee, Littlejohn.
A good coffee.
A good coffee.
And a good brainstorm with
Alec Littlejohn
and Derek Ravorn.
If you're on YouTube, hit that like button and the subscribe button, or give us a comment and let us know what topics you guys would like us to talk about, and we'll see if we can make some vids for you guys.
Yep.
Cheers. Have a great day.